In this episode of Raiders history, we look back on the Raiders' 1982 move to Los Angeles and their return to Oakland in 1995. In 1982, the Raiders relocated to Los Angeles with hopes of eventually getting their own new stadium. But the path to LA began in 1980 when Al Davis had unsuccessfully attempted to get Oakland to renovate the Coliseum. So, on March 1st, 1980, he signed a memorandum of agreement to move the team to LA. Though the league owners voted against the move, Davis tried to move the team anyway. He was stopped by an injunction and joined a lawsuit filed by the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. The Raiders also filed their own lawsuit against the NFL. The first case was declared a mistrial, but in May 1982, a second jury found in favor of Davis and the Coliseum, stating that the National Football League had violated the Sherman Antitrust Act by forbidding the team to move to LA. The Raiders moved to LA, and in their first home game against the San Diego Chargers on November 22, 1982, the Los Angeles Raiders won 28-24. In their second season in LA, the team defeated the Redskins 38-9 to win Super Bowl 18. In subsequent seasons, the Raiders struggled to win games, and it became increasingly difficult to fill the 100,000 seats in the Coliseum. Raiders games were blacked out on TV, and Al Davis started looking for a new home. In 1987, Al Davis spoke with the city of Irwindale about getting a new stadium. City officials gave the Raiders $10 million on a deposit that they lost when the team did not pursue the deal. In March 1990, Al Davis said the Raiders would return to Oakland by 1992. But in September of that year, the deal fell apart and the team went back to LA. Finally, in 1995, the path to return to Oakland was paved. Davis signed a letter of intent to return in March, and in July, the move was approved. The board governing the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum agreed to give $85 million for stadium renovations, $31.9 million to help the Raiders move and complete their relocation in time to start the season, and the Raiders would get another $10 million for construction of training facilities. According to the LA Times, part of Davis's decision to move back to Oakland was to avoid waiting until 1997 to get a stadium built in Hollywood Park. The site will now become the home of the Rams and the Chargers in 2020, and the Raiders will play in Las Vegas in this coming season. But that is a story for another time. We'll be back next week with another episode of Raiders History.